Hey everybody, TrinfiniteX here, back with MechWarrior 5 Clans, Ghost Bear Flash Storm DLC. I will be playing through the game's story mode, showing off the cutscenes, and most importantly, I will be going for 100%. I'll be showing off where all the salvage caches are located in the game, and I will be demonstrating what you can spend your resources on to, in my opinion, obtain maximum benefit and enjoyment out of the supplies you salvage. I will go into a further explanation as we get into the game of what researches I chose and why, and why I chose them when I did. Before we begin, just a few notes. I am going to be playing on normal difficulty because the higher difficulties aren't really more difficult so much as they are just more tedious, in my opinion. They cheat and give the AIs more armor, and I think they raise the pilot skill too to make them more accurate, while our star mates are still very inaccurate. Yeah, so I feel that if they wanted to make the game more difficult on the higher difficulties, they should have added more enemy mechs or heavier, more powerful enemy mechs rather than just cheating and giving them more armor. I feel like that isn't really a difficulty increase so much as just a tedium increase. So I will just be playing the game on normal because I just want to play through the game and enjoy it while showing off where all the salvage caches are located. And like I said, also demonstrating how best to spend those, how best to spend the salvage you get, and on what researches and things. And the other thing to note is that there's random shop RNG in this game. So I created a bunch of pre-saved files that I'm just going to be loading up. So, for example, if you play the first mission and, you beat the first mission, and then at the end of that mission, you go into the shop and there'll be certain mechs for sale. But then if you restart, play the first mission again, and then you beat it, then there might be different mechs for sale the second time around. And the third and the fourth. So, there's the new mechs that appear in the shop after each mission are apparently random. So to avoid that RNG and just to guarantee myself the best mechs, I went ahead and just played through the whole game and created all these save files that I'm just gonna load up to show off each mission. Just because, like I said, this is I want to show off what I want to show off the good stuff, okay? The good things you can get. Okay, not the bad or mediocre RNG, but the good RNG. What are some of the good things you can get? How much fun can you have with this game while playing through it? That's what I want to show off. So I'm going to be going through this game. Hopefully we're not going to lose anyone at all. No one's going to have to eject. All of our star mates will be alive throughout every mission in the playthrough. That's also another little side goal of mine. I'd like to show off some at least decent gameplay as we go through. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. There's lots of cutscenes, lots of dialogue. And as a quick note, I'm sorry for starting stream so late. My birthday is tomorrow, but we celebrated today. Party ran a little bit late, and I had to get things rolling a little later than normal. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this again for anyone watching the stream, it's simple. The recording of the first attempt at this playthrough got corrupted horribly, so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and try this again. But honestly, that's okay, because I was able to refine some of my decisions from the first playthrough. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Fellow Khans, it has been a week since this body appointed me to serve as your new Khan. In that time, I have reviewed Liu Shao's successes and failures before his untimely death, and have formulated a plan on how we may better ourselves for the fight ahead. Considering the setbacks encountered on Twycross and Womcott, I have decided it is time to activate Revival's reserve clans to provide relief and reinforcements. Clan Steel Viper will be assigned to the Jade Falcon Corridor. Clan Nova Cat to the Smoke Jaguar Corridor.
Pause.
He is more clever than we thought.
The other Crusader Khans were fools to think that appointing Kerensky to the Ilkhanship would muzzle the wolves.
Setting rival clans against one another was a clever play.
At least our clan was spared a similar fate.
Only because of our dismal performance in the early waves of the invasion. I should have pushed to deal with Khan Virgin faster. If we had ended his incompetent rule sooner, we might have won the Razzlehag bid or avoided what happened on Last Frontier.
We are now the Khans of the Ghost Bears, Aletha. Our warriors look to us to turn the page and focus on righting this ship. No use dwelling on the past.
Spoken like someone who already has a plan. What are you thinking, Khan Jorgensen?
Khan Virgin grossly underestimated our logistical needs to invade the Inner Sphere. And now the Ghost Bear trails behind all the other invading clans. I do not plan on making that same mistake. Play.
This invasion has tested all of our clan's logistics chains. Some, in the merchant caste, have used Liu Shao's previous policies as cover to price gouge clans participating in the invasion. Additionally, after careful thought, I will rescind Liu Shao's moratorium on intra-clan bachals and trials.
Pause. This. Kerensky may have done this to guarantee that the wolves will move ahead in the race towards Terra, but this may also be our chance at making up for lost time.
How?
We've done what we can to replenish our tomb and through our homeworld reserves. But the Ilkhan reinstating our ability to challenge other clans. This is an opportunity, not just to gain additional material, but also new Omnimech designs developed by the other clans.
We only have a month before our invasion resumes. What can we do in that time?
Sakan Kabrinsky, what would you say to your Silver Boot Keship going on the hunt?
Falcons and the Smoke Jaguars have newly developed Omnimech designs, and we intend to take them. The second Falcon Jaegers will be the first to feel our wrath.
Jaegers have only fought militia and civilian police. Time to give them a real fight.
Always good to knock those self-righteous Falcons down a peg.
They will likely try to pick us apart, bit by bit.
Which is why we will not let them. Sakan Kabrinsky wants us to run the Silver Root straight down their throats before they know what hit them. Now, get to your mechs. Prepare for combat.
For the Silver Root!
For the Silver Root!
For the Silver Root!
Dismissed. And you. Most warriors serve entire careers dreaming of the chance to one day join us, the Sakan's honor guard. Sakan Kabrinsky may have personally ransomed you straight out of Sipco training, but here, your inexperience makes you a liability. To yourself and to my star.
I only wish to serve the Sakan with honor.
Then be prepared to keep up. I have zero tolerance for dead weight.
Af. Star Captain.
Star Captain, approach vector to drop zone and the Erie is clear. Prepare to deploy.
Bravo, Star. It is time to dial in. I do not need to remind you of your duty. We are Sakan Kabrinsky's honor guard. I have been entrusted with this unit in Star Colonel Besla's stead. Our performance must reflect our standing during this trial. We have a glorious opportunity before us to seize considerable assets in the name of our clan.
May the great Ghost Bear forsake us if we fail. The Falcons have scored hollow victories against paper warriors during this invasion. That ends now.
May the birds offer us a chance to sway our fortunes and help us atone for the losses we suffered on Last Frontier.
Are you ready, Cub? Clan warriors await you down there. There will be no Sibco cadets to be found across the battlefield.
I have paid my dues training. No guts, no glory.
Just focus on not getting killed first, then worry about the glory.
In range of the target drop zone, now is the time. Opening mech bay doors.
Ghost Bears, detach on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark!
Now
Command,
to switch to the Nova.
prepare to execute the first phase of the trial. Hit all Falcon units on your attack routes before they activate the bulk of their forces at the main base. Once you do, find cover, and we will regroup for phase 2. F.
Copy that. Star Captain, I am assigning Point Commander Zarna and her elementals to your star. They are at your disposal. Use your command interface to issue them a direct order. They will gladly crush a Falcon, or any other opponent that is foolish to stand in your way.
One moment. Let me just check something. Yeah, everything's at 100. Okay. Real quick, I'm occasionally going to switch to using my Starmates mechs. I won't be doing that too often, but there are a few occasions where switching is advantageous, like here on the first mission. Because the first mission is honestly the hardest, because you're stuck with stock loadouts. Or at least it's the most irritating in my opinion. So anyway, I switched to the Nova because, quite frankly, it runs super hot, but it's honestly the best mech in this stock loadout star we have here. Anyway.
Gratefully accepted, Star Commander Rook.
Be advised, elementals are trained to close range and will go straight for your cockpit. They will latch on and rip you apart, so be
Switching course.
Empty.
So fire moths are bad, so
Wait,
we're gonna tell
movement up ahead.
Terra to stay
Falcon
out.
Scouts, open fire.
Scan mode engaged.
Sneaky
Scan mode
birds!
disengaged. View
Nap time is over, Cub.
Heat critical.
Tell
There are elementals on the
Terra to
battlefield
stay
too.
back.
Missile.
I have already had a couple gunned from my cockpit.
Ugh! Elemental just clamped onto me.
Target destroyed.
Oh,
Heat
of course it died right then.
Target
Direct hit. The
destroyed.
pilot just ejected.
Another target down, Star Captain.
Heat critical.
There we go. Yes, shoot at me,
Destroyed.
not at my allies.
Target direct
Target.
impact. Hostile elemental.
Heat critical. Incoming.
Direct hit.
Destroyed.
Never had a chance.
Weapons online.
That all of them?
Destroyed.
There we go.
For now.
Not too bad.
How do they show up unannounced?
Just stay in the
Sensors
water.
are either down.
That's the key to playing the Nova.
Or being jammed. All commands, this is Bravo. The birds are hitting us with sneak attacks. I think they are jamming our sensors.
We are experiencing the same interference, Bravo. It appears Pride set jammers on the ground. They were not in place during our initial scout of the trial grounds. Shift to secondary objective and disable those jammers, or our entire strategy will be cratered. The Eye in the Sky will send you an updated map on the jammer's location.
Afsicon. Just got it. Headed there now.
Yeah, honestly, Terra being in a fire moth is a huge
Star
liability.
Commander Rook, sit rep.
So we're gonna keep her back.
Keeping the elementals entertained.
Keep it that way.
They are poor imitations of true elemental warriors. They will not last much longer.
Target destroyed.
Still, I prefer when they are exclusively on our side.
Target destroyed.
Glad to hear you appreciate the skills we bring to the table, Star Captain.
Jaegers and Pride are Desgro warriors.
These are not the Jade Falcons of old. They will drop Zellbriggen if it means victory.
Especially to not give up the night gear mechs to us. Any sign of them on the battlefield?
I have not ID'd any yet. Hopefully they do not keep us waiting much longer. I want to see them in action.
They must be waiting for the perfect moment to deploy them against us. We are in range of the first jammer.
Looks well guarded.
Not for long.
So just stay in the river, stay in the water. Really need it with this mech.
Target. Heat critical.
Notice how they instantly go after me
Enemy mech down.
and only target my allies. They can't get at me. And if I switch mechs, they'll target that one. Like whatever I'm in, they'll go after. There's definitely more. They're gonna be coming from behind us. Yep, there it is. They went,
Confirmed. Their mech is down.
they went all the way around. AI can do some pretty unpredictable things sometimes. Of course he shows up now. Here we go.
Huh, that paltry guard is history.
Critical.
Here we go.
Scan mode engaged.
So there's our first supply cache, or salvage cache.
Salvage. Marked for
That is one down.
Scan mode disengaged.
They will keep playing hide and seek until we knock out the others.
Weapons online.
Bravo. You heard the Star Captain. Let us push on.
Let's move up.
That was your first taste of combat, kid. Your legs ready to buckle? I studied the codices of the Falcon warriors we are facing. They do not scare me. Because you have not been in a real fight yet.
Or survived a clawing ritual.
I have survived clawing rituals. In a simulator, if you make it through this, take a good look at my scars. They show the price you pay to survive the real thing.
Bravo, our sensors are still quiet. You need to disable those jammers.
We are moving as fast as we can, Sakan.
Falcons arrayed across the second jammer.
Makes our jobs easier. Roger that. We are maneuvering now.
Heat critical. New target. Target destroyed.
Go.
Target destroyed.
Not too bad. Get used to hearing that sound, though.
Online.
Because we're going to be overheating a lot in this mech. Oh, good. He was distracted by the elementals.
Destroyed.
The best use of the elementals and your star mates is honestly just as a distraction, if I'm being honest.
Target.
Falcons are off our backs.
Star Captain, have eyes on repair bays.
We definitely want to stay in the water with this mech. You can tell, like, you see that little snowflake bottom right of our heat gauge there. That indicates that we're in the water and cooling faster than normal. And with the Nova, we're definitely going to want to stay cool.
New target. Heat.
Second jammer is down.
Target destroyed.
We need all three. We need to keep moving.
There's the second salvage.
Scan salvage. Marked for pickup. Scanning complete. Scan mode disengaged.
Ordnance marked, Star Captain. Advancing now.
There's condition. Okay. So I think we're good to just pick whoever's most damaged, really. I'm gonna say, let's keep that Kit Fox as healthy as possible. Yeah. Kit Fox is the next weakest mech, so we're gonna repair that. And then I'm going to send in. I want to repair the Mad Dog, but I know what happens.
Solid copy.
Keep the CT on that Huntsman as repaired as possible. Glad I was able to keep our Fire Moth in 100% good condition. That is excellent. That will mean less trouble later.
Systems offline. Field repairs complete.
This game is very generous with the repair bays and the ammo caches. A little bit more so than the first campaign with the Jaguars, I feel. Even though it was pretty generous too, like the Ghost Bear campaign is even more generous with it.
Move order verified. With you.
Alright, now let's... Oh, you know what I should have done though? I should have taken these guys out before repairing, but that's okay.
Hostile obliterated.
Weapons
rid of those fire moths before they could cause any serious damage.
Weapons online.
Stay in the water. As long as possible. It's the best way to get through this mission.
See? I can keep up just fine. You are green and ignorant. No concept of who you are fighting with. Lilith Hall, Samuel Zung, Tara Silva, Rick Becker. I studied your codices front and back. Bath, you can read Cub. Remains to be seen if you can truly fight.
He has another chance to prove it. More Falcons incoming.
They have pent-up anger.
Years of being bullied by the Jaguars. Taking it out on us.
Sadly, the elementals aren't very useful on normal difficulty. Maybe they're more useful on other difficulties, but they're not especially useful on normal. I find them to be honestly just inconvenient / not very helpful.
Enemy mech down!
All right, our path to the third jammer is clear. On me.
It is better the Jaegers keep the night gear out of this fight. Be a waste to destroy so many before this is over.
The Jade Falcons spared no expense in manufacturing them. They are in no hurry to send them to the scrap heap.
You were all Sipco cadets once. Before you earned blood names, you all resent that I scored high in training and the Sakan took notice.
You were rotated in because of a casualty. Nothing more. You recited our blood names. We cannot do the same for you.
Gotta keep an eye on my Mad Dog, maybe keep it back a little bit, but I don't want the Fire Moth up too far either. You know what? I might be the healthiest one. Me and Rick,
Heads up,
the healthiest
heads up!
one to take hits. Let's just pull up on these guys. Take them out.
Destroyed.
Go. One less annoyance.
Target confirmed. Moving to engage, Star Captain.
Destroyed.
Acknowledged. Bounding up now.
Get back here.
Incoming. Weapons online.
Get rid of the ECM mech.
Weapons online.
Just almost that hostile.
There we go. Occasionally the elementals do contribute, but
Target zone is set. Moving with you, Star Captain.
I wouldn't put too much stock in it. Our Mad Dog is like on the verge of taking structure damage, and I'd prefer to avoid that if possible.
Position set. Moving.
But we'll see. I don't trust our Fire Moth at all.
That target.
Holding
Switching course.
our Fire Moth back.
More Falcons swarming us. We should sit back and let the Cub handle it.
No more
Show us
water
what a rockstar he
for
truly
now.
is.
No. We will not dishonor Command Bravo and Star Colonel Besla like that.
He will sink or swim.
There we go. Nice. Yeah, see? Elementals can occasionally be worth something. Oh. He turned just a tiny bit at the last second.
Weapons online. Destroyed. Weapons online.
Hi.
So,
You have a big nose.
Enemy mech down!
There we go.
target.
Targets will not be standing for long. Moving to fire. All targets down.
Good. There we go.
Star Captain, have eyes on repair base.
Weapons online.
All right.
Scan mode engaged.
Now the third salvage is in here. That's an ammo crate, but there's our third salvage.
Scan salvage. Marked for pickup. Scan mode disengaged. Target.
Sensors are back online.
Objective
Blinders are
down.
gone.
Target destroyed.
All commands. Status. The jammers are disabled, Alpha.
All points continue to engage their elementals. We will keep them off your backs.
Let's repair the Mad Dog.
These Falcon Elemental warriors would be washouts sent to the labor caste if they were in Clan Ghost Bear.
Who else?
All commands. The eye in the sky says the force at the main base is not activated yet. Ramp up and hit their flanks. Time to execute the game plan. Ah!
I think we could potentially keep that component on the Kid Fox if we repair it. So I'll go ahead and repair the Kid Fox then.
Loud and clear, Star
Take
Captain.
repairs, and then I'll take repairs here. I wish there were paper dolls. Like, instead of it saying, like, percentages, like, you know, Lilith 100%, Rick 97%, or Terra 97%. I wish there were, like, some just mini paper dolls so I could tell what's damaged and how damaged it is. Instead, I keep having to switch between my mechs
Complete.
in order to tell who needs repairs the most. I think this will work. I've been keeping Terra and her Fire Moth liability that it is back for most of the mission, but eventually I'm gonna need her. I'm gonna need the firepower. I'm gonna need everything we got.
Roger that. On you.
Okay.
The birds will not stream out into the open. They will be handing us the victory.
They have made a lot of blunders during the invasion. Let us hope they blunder again.
Let's see what we can get. Here they come. The river's up ahead. We need to get there as quickly as we can.
New hostile.
More Falcons up ahead.
Weapon.
Tear them up.
Jump jet fuel low. Heat free.
Get in the water. Get in the water.
Target.
That's one down.
Destroyed. Target destroyed.
Oh, Stormcrow's down. And someone else got the rifleman, finally.
New target.
So much waste. Their losses are mounting.
Just as long as we keep ours to a
Team up
minimum.
to here.
All
We need
units,
to get
the main force
into the water
located at the
quickly.
Falcon base is activated. If you have any hostiles in range, slice through them and get to cover. We need to regroup before the next phase of the trial.
Tracking Falcons at high vantage.
Now this is the type of battle I expected.
Weapons online.
Shavag! There's so many of them. Clip their damn wings, Cub. Show us you are not dead weight.
This is what real combat looks like.
Oh, these stupid rocks.
Target destroyed. Incoming missile. Target.
Ignore the stupid elemental.
We've cleared the field of immediate threat, Sakan.
They cannot afford to keep their heavy hitters on the bench for long. Not if they want a shot at winning this fight.
I have a feeling we will be facing off against them soon.
We have held them off long enough. We want the Falcons to believe they are wearing us out.
Good stuff.
Try and find concealment so you cannot be tracked.
There is good rock cover nearby.
Star Commander Rook, that means you too.
But we have not got our fill yet.
There are still plenty of Falcons to smash before this trial is over. But we need a breather before we end this thing.
If the Jaegers provided stiffer competition, perhaps it would not feel so easy.
Fighting their elementals felt anything but easy.
Okay. That went relatively well. I've played this mission many times, and let me tell you, it is so easy to lose your fire moth. But thankfully, everything went fine. Just by me holding her back a bit. Yeah, now that we're out of this mission, we can finally get away from these stock loadouts, and we shouldn't have any more real problems or issues with keeping everyone alive. That should be mostly behind us. Because now we can armor up our mechs however we want. So here's how this works. So here's the salvage you want to get after every mission. Always max weapon components. Always, always, always. Like, there's never a situation where you don't want max weapon components. And then you kind of have a couple choices. I would say, for the most part, you always want to max equipment after that, and then give whatever's left over to mech components. There's a few upgrades. Heat cooling and heat capacity require mostly equipment, and then there's Mech Structure 3 that we can research that requires a lot of mech components. I'm going to get heat and cooling, or sorry, capacity and cooling. I'm going to get capacity and cooling 2, but I'm not going to get capacity and cooling 3. I'm going to be aiming for the structure upgrade. So if you're aiming for the full maximum heat, cooling, and capacity you can get, go max weapons with all-in equipment otherwise, and never get mech salvage unless you have nothing left to get. If you want the structure, then later on I'm gonna probably dump about 3 missions worth of the extra salvage into mech in order to get that structure upgrade, as you'll see later on. But for the most part, it's always going to be weapons and equipment. Weapons and equipment, and just only mech salvage if you have leftovers, which will not be very frequent. But yeah, so that's how I'm going to be doing my salvage. Always weapon components first and foremost, with mostly equipment and a little bit of mech on the side. So, let's see what they gave us this time. Yeah, see, if we go to the marketplace here. New mechs. Yeah, except they're all kind of meh. Like, yeah, these are all... Yeah, this is not a particularly good run here. So we're looking for, in my opinion, if you really want to have a good time going forward, you're going to want at least one huntsman here, and probably it would be nice if you could get the rifleman for the upcoming missions. I would advise the huntsman for now and the rifleman after the next mission. But yeah, so there's the RNG in the shop here decided to give me another Mad Dog and the Storm Crow, which, yeah, so given how short this DLC is, the Storm Crow is not especially valuable. Like, it's not a bad mech, it's just not a great mech either. So, since we didn't quite get what I would have wanted, that's why I prepared the pre-saved files. So I can just load Trial Part 1 Victory. And voila. Now, behold, in the shop, the options we could get. They actually gave me the Hellbringer this early on, but there's the Huntsman I wanted. There's some other Hunchbacks here we could get instead. One good thing about all these files that I have pre-saved, that means that I can skip the part where I actually build all these mechs and just show you what I ultimately landed on. I don't have to, like, build it here on stream and take up a bunch of time. We can just move along at a nice, steady pace. I hope you guys enjoyed my playthrough of the first mission. I believe I showed it off relatively well. And now here's what I ended up with for Mission 2. Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, consider checking me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/TrinfiniteX every Friday, Saturday, and Monday. I'd love to meet you. The details will be down below in the description. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and a comment on what game you'd like to see next, or what you think of my content. I'd be happy to hear from you. As always, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you around.